Hello everyone, welcome to the 15th of a series of guides for each world in Kingdom Hearts 1. This guide will be going over the storyline path through each world. In this episode, the first of 3 parts covering the end of the world. This part will specifically cover up to the end of the World Terminus, just before the Chernobog fight. Once arriving at the world, you will have an endless abyss in front of you. Feel free to save at the save point. Walk out of the small cave and skip or watch the cutscene. Walk forward and you'll have an orb bombard you from the sky, which will transport you to a room with invincible Heartless. Defeat them, at which point you'll go back. You'll now want to follow the few pieces of solid ground that you can see. If you notice, these pieces of ground are shaped in an arrow, basically pointing you to the next solid piece of land. Walk in the direction that they are shaped. In these Kingdom Hearts 1 guides, typically I don't talk about chests at all, but I'll do it here. Note that all these chests are optional to open. This first chest is safe and contains a Mithril Shard. The second chest isn't safe and will spawn Dark Balls and Invincibles that you have to defeat, which will reward you with a Pretty Stone. The third chest is safe and contains a Mega Potion. This fourth chest isn't safe and contains a Behemoth variant. You can defeat him in the same way you did with the Hollow Bastion one. You will get a Mithril as a reward. Heading towards the 5th platform, you'll have an orb drop from the sky and put you in a battle with Angel Wing Heartless. Defeat them. The 5th chest has an elixir in it, and the 6th one has a Never Mithril Shard. The 7th platform chest is unsafe and contains more Angel Wings and Invincibles. Defeating them will give you a Never Pretty Stone. The 8th chest contains a cottage, and the final one we're going to look at here contains more Angel Wings and Dark Balls. Defeating them gives you 1 Gale Synthesis material. Now follow this final platform forward towards the glowing portal and floating stones. You'll be bombarded by one last Dark Orb, which will require you to defeat a Never Behemoth. Defeat it with the same strategies that you used in Hollow Bastion. After it's defeated, you'll teleport to a new area with a dialogue cutscene. There's some chests in here to collect if you want, such as this Drill G, Ultima G, and Full Life G gummy block chests. At the bottom of this area, you will find a save point which you can use, and then jump into the glowing chasm beside it, which will take you to the World Terminus. The blue sparkly areas on the outside will teleport you to the next platform, and the tornadoes of fire in the center will take you to a specific world. Now this area is much the same with a lot of optional Heartless fights, which you can do or skip. However, there is something specific to make note of here. Similarly to the chests at the start of the world, you can choose whether to go into these portals or not for more XP from these Heartless, as well as the rewards inside the chests inside of them. However, whether each portal is optional or not is purely based on what keyholes you have closed, as not all worlds in Kingdom Hearts 1 are required to be done for you to make it to this part of the game. So for example, if you skipped Atlantica as an example, then you never sealed the keyhole in that world, and you will have to enter that world to defeat the Heartless here in the World Terminus to proceed onwards. Now you can tell what portals are optional or not based on the color of the central whirlwind. If it is pinkish purple, like the one that you saw when we went into Traverse Town here, you're good, and that world has had its keyhole locked. But if the whirlwind is a different color, that world's keyhole hasn't been locked, and you have to enter that whirlwind to proceed. Let's go through each of these portals and talk about what's in them, as well as whether they may be optional or not. The first fire whirlwind takes you to Traverse Town, which you've probably seen me fighting in the background. The portal contains some soldier and large body Heartless. The chest in here contains a spirit gem. This world is completely optional, as the Traverse Town keyhole is unskippable. The next whirlwind is in Wonderland, which is also completely optional. The portal contains some wizards, as well as red nocturnes, blue rhapsodies, yellow operas, and green requiems. The chest reward contains a thunder gem. The next whirlwind takes you to Olympus Coliseum, and as you'll notice in my video, it is blue and is required for me to enter. If you've been following these world guides, it is likely required for you also, as you actually don't lock the keyhole in Olympus until you have completed the Hercules Cup, which we never covered any of the side cups in these world guides. So if you didn't do the optional side cups, such as the Phil Cup, the Hercules Cup, and the, I believe it's Pegasus Cup, or if you skipped Olympus completely, which is also optional, then you'll be required to enter this portal. It contains defenders, air soldiers, and wyverns, and the reward is a frost gem. Moving on, the next whirlwind is Deep Jungle. Keyhole is unskippable, and the portal is optional. It contains power wilds and bouncy wilds, and the chest contains a bright gem. Next whirlwind contains Agrabah, another keyhole you can't miss, and therefore this is also optional. The portal contains bandits and fat bandits, and the reward chest is all the way at the back up top here and contains a blaze gem. Next whirlwind contains Atlantica, and of the next 3 worlds around this point in the game, which are Monstro, Halloween Town, and Atlantica, you can technically skip one of these 3, as only 2 of them are required to be completed to move on to Neverland. This world contains an AP up in the reward chest, and you'll be fighting sheltering zones and aqua tanks. The reward is pretty nice, but you'll be fighting in the Atlantica combat mechanics, so yeah, I actually left this world funny enough on this playthrough. Halloween Town is the next one, and it has gargoyles, white knights, and search ghosts in here. The reward chest has a lucid gem in it. Next is Neverland, and walking into this open door will greet you with some pirates and a barrel spider. The chest will then be in the back here, and contains the mighty shield for Goofy. World is optional since it's an unskippable keyhole lock. However, I definitely do this one for how easy and fast it is for a good reward that you will also need for achievements. In the next portal, we have 100 Acre Woods, which we haven't done in the guides either, but there's nothing in here. You can just find a save point here to heal up and save, and then leave. Finally, go into the next red fiery portal, which will take you to a location we've never seen in the game, but is actually located in Hollow Bastion. You'll be fighting a lot of invincibles here. Once you're able to go into the side room, enter and examine the machine for some dialogue and yet more invincibles. Defeat the invincibles, and you'll be rewarded with a chest containing an elixir. At this point, you can now leave, and let's go back in the other direction to the 100 Acre Woods save point, as that is where we're going to call it for this episode. In the next guide, we will tackle everything from the next boss fight, which will be Chernobog, up until finishing the final rest gauntlet fight, just before confronting Ansem for the final fights of the game. I hope these guides help anyone that gets stuck on where to go, or trying to get the achievements. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.